What is going on, YouTube? It's your boy King Scourge, and tonight we're giving you another deck profile. Couple things to note real quick. This is going to be my Magician / Magician Girl, Dark Magician / Magician Girl hybrid deck. Also, I have been going to my channel lately, and I actually deleted a few videos, older videos that were like over 2 years old, that my older deck profiles, because a lot has changed in 2 years. This is actually my most expensive deck that I have to own. I have the only cards I'm missing are 3 Magician Souls and of course Dragoon and a Verte Anaconda, but obviously the 3 Magician Souls I have proxied for this video because I bought them off of Etsy like over a year ago, and they look really nice. So you guys, I'll let you guys know what proxies I have. So without further ado, let's get this deck profile started, guys. As always, if you enjoy my content, please feel to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and give me more deck ideas, and I'll try to build them when I have the chance. I have a lot of decks that I want to kind of get to show you guys and stuff, but that takes time between ROM hacks and stuff like that and work and stuff. So anyway, so the first card that we play, that you must play 3 of, no exceptions. 3 Magician's Rod. The Wand. What's a magician without his rod? Without his wand or rod or whatever you want to call it. This is your searcher. When it's normal summoned, you get to add a spell or trap that specifically lists Dark Magician in its name, except for Iatamias. But that's fine because we don't play Iatamias anymore. So, or at least I don't. And even then, it's still like a $3 card. So, and then when you activate a spell, trap, or effect during your opponent's turn, you contribute this card. You contribute a spellcaster to add this card from your deck to your hand, or not from your deck, from your graveyard. So it recurs itself. So you need to play 3 of it. And what would be a Dark Magician deck without playing, of course, 3 of the Dark Magician, the Black Magician man himself. 3 copies of Dark Magician. This is pretty self-standard. 3 copies of Dark Magician. I'm sorry about the terror with that one. I have another copy somewhere. But yes, you play 3 copies of Dark Magician. If you're playing a Magician Girl hybrid, you could bump them down to 2, but no, you typically need to play 3. Next, you play 3 Apprentice Illusion. She is basically your Honest for spellcasters. During damage calculation during either player's turn, you can send her from the hand or field to the graveyard when your Dark Spellcaster battles, and increase that monster attack and defense by 2,000 during that damage calculation only. And you can discard 1 card to special summon her from the hand. And when she's normal or special summon, you can add 1 Dark Magician from your deck to your hand. So she helps you search out your Dark Magician, so you don't have to worry about that. Very important. And she's like a $5 card still, which is pretty nuts. Next, the 3 proxies I have. 3 Magician Souls. If you're willing to spend $300 on a playset, or be my guest, but yeah, these are proxies. You can kind of tell that they're proxies. But basically, Magician Souls is you can send up to 2 it has like 3 different effects. You can send up to 2 spell traps from your hand and or field to the graveyard, draw that many cards. If this card is in your hand, you can send 1 level 6 or higher spellcaster monster from your deck to the grave. So it's a Fool's Burial, so you either send Dark Magician or Dark Magician Girl, and you can activate one of these effects. You can either special summon that card, or you can special summon 1 Dark Magician Girl from your graveyard, or special summon this card from your hand. So very helpful to get out your Dark Magician Girl, from the deck. Very helpful. if you're playing any Dark Magician deck, you need to play 3 of this, no exception. I mean, even people have teched this in Metal Foes. You can see why this is a $100 card, because people have teched this in Metal Foes, people have teched this in freaking to send the combination. I mean, this card is just the nuts. Seriously, play 3, no exceptions. There's a lot of 3-ofs in the deck that you need to play. Now, for the Magician Girls, I play 3 chocolate. Besides being a little cutie, don't tell anyone I said that, but besides being a little cutie, she has the effect where you can discard a spellcaster type monster and draw a card. And if you really wanted to, she's a level 4 water, so you can use it for rank 4, Buhamid Shark, and totally awesome bullshit, but you typically don't. But she also has another effect where she can special summon when she's targeted for an attack. You can special summon a spellcaster from your grave and then redirect the attack to that spellcaster, and the attacking monster loses half its attack and defense. Doesn't target, by the way. So if your opponent doesn't read these cards, most of the Magician Girls, they pretty much all redirect attacks and have the monsters attack. So what's really funny is if you have a Berry Magician Girl on the field and they attack, or you have a Berry Magician Girl in the graveyard, what you do is they attack, they don't read, and they attempt to attack Chocolate. Chocolate's effect will summon the Berry, redirecting and attack the Berry. Berry's effect will trigger, allowing you to summon a Magician Girl from the deck. It's stupid. So, yeah. Plus the extra draw is always nice, but Chocolate is another 3-of in my opinion. Speaking of Berry, I play 3 of her. Some people opt not to play her, but when she's normal summoned, you get to add a Magician Girl from your deck to your hand. And during either player's turn where she's targeted for a card effect or an attack, you can change her battle position and special summon 1 Magician Girl monster from your deck. So she doesn't redirect the attack, but she's very helpful. Although sometimes she does kind of conflict. It's either if you have a rod or her in your hand and you only get 1 normal summon, it's like sometimes you kind of conflict, but it really isn't that big of a deal. If you're most likely, if you have a rod or her in your hand, you need to summon Rod and get your shit going. Unless you have Dark Magical Circle or shit in your hand, which does happen sometimes, you need to summon Rod, because there's so many other ways you can get out. Some people play only 1 of her, but I don't mind her at 3, because you can use it for discard fodder or whatever you may need. Next, I play 2 Kiwi Magician Girl. She's essentially she's basically another Apprentice Illusion Magician, except she works for all Magician Girl monsters. But basically, during either player's turn, you can discard her from the hand. All Magician Girl monsters you control gain 300 attack and defense for each Magician Girl monster with a different name in your graveyard. I was testing her at 1, but turns out I like 2 of her. She's very helpful, and then if you do get her on the field, she protects your spellcaster from being targeted or destroyed by your opponent's card effects, which is actually really helpful as well. Zoom in on that. So I play 2 of her. And I only play 2 Dark Magician Girl. I don't feel you need to play 3 of her. Yes, one of them is a proxy. But, you know, Dark Magician Girl gains 300 attack for every Dark Magician in the graveyard, either player's graveyard, or Magician of Black Chaos to either player's graveyard. So, I don't think you need to play 3 of her. You typically only need to play 2, because you really only need to play 1, but I play 2 because, you know, I run a couple of other cards to kind of help tutor out, so. Next, I play 2 Keeper of Dragon Magic, and I'll tell you why. Because I run 1 fusion spell, but it's a dragon. You can either add 1 Polymerization normal spell card or 1 fusion normal spell card from your deck to your hand when it's normal or special summon, and then you can special summon a fusion material monster from your deck or from your graveyard, i.e. Dark Magician or Dark Magician Girl, from your graveyard and face down. But the turn you activate either of this card's effect, you can only summon fusion monsters, but that's fine. I would recommend, if you have Dragoon, swap one of these out with a Red Eyes. Play one Red Eyes Black Dragon. I'd swap one of these out for sure. Because then you can still use this as summon Red Eyes Black Dragon. But I also play this because it's a dragon, and I play like Amulet Dragon. I play the Magician Girl, the Dragon Knight, and I play one Dark Magician, the Dragon Knight in my extra deck. So this is helpful, and we play the one Polarization. But yeah, I would swap one of these out with the Red Eyes. If you have a Dragoon, I'd swap one of these out with the Red Eyes, and then swap out another card later on with the Red Eyes Fusion, because this can search Red Eyes Fusion if you need it to be, and you can still summon Dragoon with this, because Dragoon says Red Eyes Black Dragon or one Dragon type monster. So either way, whatever works for you, but I want to play the one Red Eyes because I have Flare Metal in the extra deck, and you can actually use Flare Metal's effects, which is kind of stupid, but you can. And then for the last of the monsters, I play one Lemon Magician Girl, and I play one Apple as well. Now, Apple's effect says when she's targeted for an attack, you can target a level 5 lower spellcaster type monster in your hand, special summon it, redirect the attack, and it monster loses half the attack. And then if she dies, or if she's destroyed by battle or card effect, you get to basically add 3 different Magician Girls with different names from your graveyard to your hand. So you only need to play one of her. Not as good. And Lemon basically says once per turn you contribute a Magician Girl monster to to add 1 spellcaster type monster from your deck to your hand. And then when she's targeted for attack, you can special summon one spellcaster type monster from your hand, but its effects are negated, then the attack gets redirected, and then if you do, that monster loses half its attack points. And all those when the monster loses half its attack points, that's a permanent attack loss. So she's not as good, but you need to play one of her at least. Now for the spells, another three of that's mandatory. Soul Servants. This card is $15. I got them when they were like $5. Someone gave me like 2 free copies, and I know my last profile of this deck before I deleted the video. Before I deleted that video, I only had 2, but I managed to pick up a 3rd copy, and this card's like $15. Now, besides being a quick play, which means besides being a quickie, you can play. Its effect states you can place 1 card on the top of your deck from your hand, deck, or graveyard that specifically lists Dark Magician, or specifically lists Dark Magician or Dark Magician Girl, except Soul Servant. Then during your main phase, you could banish this card from your graveyard, draw cards equal in number of Palladium, so like Muhad and Mana if you play them, Dark Magician and Dark Magician Girls. You can only use each effect of Soul Servant once per turn. So yeah, this basically stacks your deck. It's stupid, but it stacks your deck. So usually you're going to add like Eternal Soul or Magician Navigation or any of those spells and traps. Whatever you need, it stacks your deck, and then you can just draw it so you know what you're going to draw. You need to play 3 of that. And now you see why it's a $15 card. Three Dark Magical Circle. Basically, when a Dark Magician is special summoned, you get to target a card in the field and banish it. You can only use its effect once per turn. When it's activated, you can reveal the top 3 cards of your deck and specifically add 1 card to your hand that of those revealed cards that specifically lists Dark Magician in its text. Again, except for Ayatamaya's. So yeah, you need to play 3 of that as well. I see people play this at 1, but I personally don't mind it at 2. I play Secrets of Dark Magic. This is a quick play. This is actually searchable. This is why people don't play Itemize anymore. At least I don't, because it's a searchable quick play. It's a searchable quick play / ritual spell. It's a quick play fusion or ritual spell. It either lets you fusion summon using a spellcaster type monster you control, either Dark Magician or Dark Magician Girl, or it lets you ritual summon. So it's a quick play, and it isn't once per turn either. So yeah, it's a quick play. It's a nice card to have. Play 1 bond between teacher and student. If you control Dark Magician, you special summon a Dark Magician Girl from your hand, deck, or graveyard, and then you can set either 1 Dark Magic attack, 1 Dark Burning attack, or 1 Dark Burning Magic from your deck to the field. So you're not going to search Dark Magic attack because that's already searchable off of Eternal Soul. You're going to set Dark Burn. You don't really play Dark Burning Magic or Dark Burning attack. You play Dark Burning Magic though, because that's the one that quick play that nukes the entire field or destroys all cards your opponent controls if you control Dark Magician Girl. And you only play 1. I used to play 2, and I think I still have another copy, but you only play 1 of it, which is why you only play 1 of that card. Because there are other ways to get out the Dark Magician Girl. 1 Polymerization because it's poly and it's searchable. Like I said before, I'd probably replace this with a Red Eyes Fusion. Along with playing a Red Eyes. One Dark Magic attack, it's basically Harpy's Feather Duster. If you control a Dark Magician, destroy all spell and traps your opponent controls. I still play 1 Dark Magic Inheritance. Again, you banish 2 spells from your graveyard to add 1 card from your deck that specifically lists Dark Magician or Dark Magician Girl in its text, except for Dark Magic Inheritance. I still think this is a good one of. You have a lot of spells in the deck, so you don't really care about what you banish in the grave. Except your Soul Service, you're going to be banishing those anyway, but again, the key is to kind of get as much resources in your hand as possible. And then lastly, the 1 board wipe, Dark Burning Magic. If you control Dark Magician Girl, destroy all cards your opponent controls. We play a lot of quick play spells in this deck, which is really stupid, but quick play spells are amazing. So they're not as good as traps, but they can be. Traps, they're better than traps, I'll tell you that. Speaking of traps, we play 5 of them. We play 2 Magician's Navigation, special summon a Dark Magician from your hand, and 1 level 7 or lower Dark Spellcaster from your deck. If you control a Dark Magician, except the turn this card was sent to the graveyard, you can banish this card, target 1 spell or trap your opponent controls, it has its effect negated until the end of the turn. So, again, this is how you're going to get your apprentice. If you don't have your Dark Magician Girl on the field, you can get her from the deck that way. Otherwise, you can get Apprentice Illusion out. Apprentice Illusion will search. Again, you need to play. I feel like 2 has been working fine for me. I only play 2 Eternal Soul. I don't believe you need to play 3 of, but basically this card makes your Dark Magicians and your monster cards unaffected by opponent's card effects. And you can either special summon a Dark Magician from your hand or graveyard, or add 1 Dark Magic attack or 1,000 Eyes from your deck to your hand. Problem is, you gotta keep this protected, so if this card leaves the field, you have to destroy all monsters you control, so you gotta be careful with that. Again, 2 has been working out just fine with me. A lot of these cards are searchable. And then I play the 1 Magician's Combination. Basically, this is a negate. If you once per turn when a card or effect is activated, except during the damage step, of course, while you control a Dark Magician or Dark Magician Girl, you can special summon 1. You can either You basically tribute the other to negate that card, negate the activation, and destroy that card. So like if you have a Dark Magician Girl on the field, let's say you have a Dark Magician Girl on the field and a Dark Magician in the graveyard, and your opponent like tries to Raigeki you, you can tribute the Dark Magician Girl, special summon the Dark Magician, and then negate that card and just negate the activation and destroy that card. You only need to play one of this. My friend plays two, but I feel like one is just fine. And then if it's destroyed, you get to destroy one card on the field. So it's actually a pretty niche card, but it comes up when you want it to. So that's it for the main deck, guys. Let's move on to the extra deck. So now I may not have a Dragoon, but I have a card that's almost just as expensive as this. This card had a $100 price tag, and I got it when it was $30 from my friend because he had an extra copy. I play one Dark Magician's the Ultimate Wizard, or I'm sorry, the Dark Magicians. This is the card that's like freaking $80 right now because for whatever reason. So yeah, you could probably trade a Dragoon in for this or what, vice versa, but yeah, this is like $60, $80 or some shit like that. It's ridiculous. But basically, it requires a Dark Magician or Magician Girl, Dark Magician Girl, and one spellcaster monster. So once per turn, when a spell trapper effect is activated, and this is a quick effect, you can draw one card, and then if it was a spell or trap, you can set it. And if it was a quick play, if it was a trap or quick play spell card, you can activate it on the turn it was set. So, and then if it's destroyed by battle card effect, you can special summon one Dark Magician or Dark Magician Girl from your hand, deck, or graveyard. So you get a Dark Magician or Dark Magician Girl. You only need one. I was considering playing this at 2 when it was $30, but then it shot up to $80. I'm like, no, I'm glad I have one. I only play one Dark Magician, the Dragon Knight. You really only need one. This card has also gone up in price. It's like a $15, $20 card. I sold my other one. My friend and I both did. But this requires a Dark Magician, a Dragon type monster, so basically you can use your Keeper Dragon Magic to summon it. But basically, this protects your spells and traps from being targeted or destroyed by opponent's card effect, and it's also treated as Dark Magician. So if you get this out and you have Eternal Soul, he's protected by Eternal Soul. So yeah, you want to get this out like as soon as it used to be. Get this out, protect your spells and traps, and the duel's pretty much over at that point. Unless they manage to get rid of this, but they can't. The only way they can kill it is by battle. So because they have 3,000 attack points, but it's unaffected by card effects. So yeah, you pretty much got this out. Even when they killed it, you could just get to bring it back. So yeah, I only play one. One Amulet Dragon because it requires another dragon, but when it's summoned, you can banish as many spells and traps from the graves as possible. And then he gains 300 attack. He gains 200 attack, or gains 100 attack for each spell and trap banished. And then if he's destroyed, you can target one spellcaster type monster in your graveyard, special summon that target. Another niche card you can go into Keeper of the Dragon Magic. And it can also be special summoned with Eye to Mias, but again, we don't play that. And of course, I play one Dark Magician Girl, the Dragon Knight. So she requires Dark Magician Girl and one Dragon type monster. As a quick effect, you can discard one card and target one face-up card in the field, destroy it. Must either be fusion summoned or summoned with above materials or Eye to Mias. Yada yada yada. So yeah, you play one of her, or at least I do. Now for the XZs, I play one Big Eye because you have quite a few level 7s in here. I mean, you have the 3 Dark Magician, and then you have the Red Eyes if you want to play Red Eyes, which you should be playing at least one of if you're playing if you have Dragoon. So yeah, This steals a monster. It's stupid, but yeah. Take a monster, can't attack with it, whatever. It's Big Eye. Speaking of red eyes, play 1 flare metal. Basically, you just watch your opponent squirm. Can't be destroyed by card effects while it's XE material. Every time your opponent activates a card, basically, if your opponent tries to perform 1 Yu-Gi-Oh, they take 500 after it resolves. And as a quick effect, you can detach 1 XE material, target a red eyes monster in your graveyard, special summon it. And he can't be destroyed by card effects while it's XE material. But yeah. Literally, if your opponent summons Beals, if your opponent has Beals on the field, and you just drop this, and you just hit him with the sparks, you win the duel, because it causes an infinite loop. Yeah, this card is known to cause a few infinite loops. It's stupid. One number 39, Utopia Beyond, because it makes all your opponent's monsters attack 0 upon XZ summon. You play a lot of level 6s, so in other words, crack knuckles. You can just smack them in the face. Has another effect where it once per turn during either player's turn, you can detach 1 XZ material, target 1 face-up XZ monster you control, or 1 Utopia monster in your graveyard. Banish that target, and then special summon it, the second target, and then you gain 1250 life points. Some niche effect, but no, you just want to summon it. Be like, oh, all your monster attack comes 0. Okay. Yeah, so then you just kill everything. 1 Naruto because, Norito, because she negates spells and traps. I play 1 Ebon High Magician. When this card is XE summoned, he basically allows you to activate quick play spells and traps by detaching with XE material at the activation. And then if this XE card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, or if it's destroyed by your opponent's card effects, you can special summon 1 Dark Spellcaster type monster from your hand or deck, and then you can destroy 1 card in the field. And then I play 1 Ebon Illusion Magician to go along with that. You can also XE this card using a rank 6 spellcaster type monster's XE material. Once per turn, you can detach 1 XE material, special summon a spellcaster normal monster from your hand or deck. When a spellcaster monster declares an attack, you basically target. So basically, when your Dark Magician declares an attack, you get to banish a card in the field. It becomes a temporary eternal or dark magical circle. One Slacker Magician, because for Berry Magician Girl. If you ever go into this, otherwise you can play some other generic rank 1. Once per turn, this card can't be destroyed by battle, but when a card effect that activated that targets this card, you can detach 1 XZ material, negate the activation, destroy that card. Takes 2 level 1 monsters. You'll never make her, but. And lastly, in place of, I play 1 Proxy F Magician. This just lets you fusion summon, use a monster you control as fusion material. And then lets you reborn a monster with 1,000 less attack. I'm playing this in place of Verte Anaconda at the moment. So if you have a Verte Anaconda, which is a $40 card, you play Verte and you play a Dragoon, because everyone plays Dragoon. That is simple as all there is to it. Anyway, guys, that's going to do it for the deck profile tonight. I really do appreciate you guys. As always, if you guys like my content, please leave a like, comment, and hit the subscribe button for more awesome content. And again, I really do appreciate every one of you guys feel free to leave some constructive criticism on what thinks to make myself a better duelist, or, you know, just have some time to just talk or whatever. Anyway, guys, later. Peace out.